Y'all, why is dating so ghetto? So ghetto. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. I'm mad today, so I don't really care if y'all are being cool, calm, and collected out there. Today, I just need to vent. Y'all, dating is absolutely ghetto. I try to be positive, but this is going to be a negative video. If you don't like negativity, you can go ahead and click right off. But y'all, dating is just ghetto, it's stupid, it's dumb. At this point, this is my first time in life really taking dating seriously. And I am just like, I'm up to here with this at this point. Like, I don't know how much longer I could do this, y'all. It just seems so hopeless. Now, I'm going to talk about my dating experiences as a gay black man in the middle of a pandemic. I can only speak for my gay experience. Ladies, you could probably relate to me a little bit, but if not, then go ahead. I'm going to stick around because I'm going to give you some tea on the gay community. So a little backstory about me, y'all. I've only been in one relationship my entire life. I'm 28. And that relationship ended in 2017. And even back then, like for the past 3 years, I didn't really take dating seriously like that because I didn't really feel like I really needed somebody in my life like that. Like all I needed was somebody to just have sex with, and that was it. Like I didn't really take partnership and relationships seriously. So I didn't really start really seriously, actively, like proactively trying to date until this year. Basically until 2020 actually, when the pandemic hit. Moving on from that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my preference. Like I'm going to be 100% honest and transparent. I am a bottom, a total bottom. If you don't know what that is, we are basically like the females of the gay community, the gay male community, that is. We are the people that are on the receiving end, and we are the people that we're the ones that take the dick, basically. That's what bottoms are. Like that's what we are. Like that's what my preference is, and that's what I like. And I don't really have any racial hangups. I could date any race, but I am mainly into black men. And I go for the men that quote unquote look straight. Like I go for the men that are not hyper masculine, but masculine, that like you would not be able to tell that they're gay. Mainly like bisexual men or men that are probably on the DL, which is a detriment. I know it's problematic. Hey, that is the one way that I'm problematic in my life. Like I like what I like. I can't help it. Like moving on to like the gays, the way we date. The gays don't want to meet in person. The gays don't want to date in person. They don't want to talk to anybody because everybody is afraid of rejection, especially the gay men that aren't really like out with themselves and comfortable. And it's kind of hard to even like talk to the type of men that I'm attracted to because they're just so scary and they're just so like they're just afraid to talk to people. And I even had a conversation about this with my friend, and he said, like, I basically told him, like, why is it so hard finding somebody that I like? And he's like, well, do you make eye contact with these men? And I was like, no, I don't really make eye contact because I tend to be the shy type. I tend to kind of look away whenever like somebody's staring at me too long, which I do need to work on that, and I will. But he was telling me, like, how are you going to meet your man if you can't even make eye contact? Like, the dudes that you like, that's what they do. Like, they're not going to come up to you directly. And me, I'm the type of person that is like, you need to approach me. Like, you need to at least say hi or, like, come up to me and say what's up or something. Like, I'm a friendly person, but I probably don't give off that. I'm not sure. But overall, the gays do not meet in person. And then on top of that, in Houston, the gay clubs are not it. Like, they are just not it. The gay clubs are, they're mainly catered to the white gays. Like, that's what it is. Like, they're mainly playing, like, pop music, EDM, which is cool. But for a club, I'm not trying to listen to that shit. Like, I'm not trying to listen to that type of music. So, it's just going to these gay clubs, and then I would go there, and then you would have nobody talk to you. Like, nobody says anything to you, no matter how present and available you make yourself look. Nobody says anything. Like, it's like everybody, it's like me, I never really felt fully embraced by the gay community, and that's why I always shied away from the gay clubs. But the past 2 times I went to the gay clubs this year, which, yeah, it was during Corona season, but it is what it is at this point. Houston doesn't care. But the two times I went to the clubs, I was just like, you just feel shade. Like, you just feel an aura of shade against you. Like, people just looking at you in a weird way. And it can't just be me, because each and every time I go to the club, I feel this way. And I would even ask my friends that I'm with, they would feel the same thing. Like, the gay clubs in Houston, they're not and this may be universal, they're just not the most welcoming at all. I want to talk about the apps. You know, we call Jacked the app. Jacked. I was on Jacked for most of the pandemic. I got off because, for one, being on there is just so effing lame, y'all. Like, it's like, what are we doing? It's like you talk to this person and then they fall off. You talk to this person, exchange pictures, and then you guys just fall off again. And then it's like nobody ever like tries to get to the next level of meeting up. And even on Tinder, it's the same thing. With Tinder is just like a step up above Jacked. It's a little more classy. But even then, like, you feel like you're making genuine connections with people. Like, I legit felt like I was talking to people that I wanted to take seriously. On Jacked, I wouldn't take anybody seriously on Jacked at all. But on Tinder was where I was really like making genuine connections with people through text. But then all of a sudden, they would just stop talking, or they would probably unmatch you for no reason and no warning. And it's just like, well, thank you for wasting my time. And even I've noticed that, like, I would make a genuine connection with somebody, and we would even exchange numbers, and we would start talking, and then they would just fall off in the communication. So I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, there are like a lot of people out there with my number now, and I don't feel good about that. And yeah, moving on from like the online dating, like, I honestly feel like social media has really just messed up the whole entire game. I think dating was a lot easier when you were able to just date the people that were around in your vicinity. But I think everybody just falls off when I'm talking to them on these dating apps because they just have too many options. Everybody has just too many options. So speaking of that, like, I also want to talk about a situation it happened a few months ago, actually last month, that really just pissed me off, y'all. If you guys don't like to hear about gay shit, you can probably go ahead and click off because this portion of the video is not safe for work. It's really not that bad, but just giving you guys a little disclaimer, it's a little explicit. So this one guy who was borderline a stalker to me, like, I used to work at Nordstrom back in the day, and this quote-unquote straight guy would always just be around my area. Like, he would always just frequently come to the mall, and no matter what time of day, I would always see this dude just lurking around, and he would talk to me every now and then, but he wouldn't really... It was like he was trying to talk to me, but not talk to me. Like, he was trying to make small talk. I could kind of tell that he wanted to talk to me. But I could also tell that he probably wasn't comfortable with his sexuality at the same time. But basically he was confused and he was trying to get with me. But I was looking at him like, dude, like what's your deal? What do you want? So one day I gave in and he asked for my number and I told him no, but I did give him my Snapchat. This was back when I was on Snapchat pretty heavy. I don't even really use Snapchat anymore at all. Fast forward to 2020. I think this happened. This was actually back in December. Yeah, this was last month. This was towards the end of the year. I was on vacation and I was in this house by myself, and y'all, I was lonely. Like, this is my first time living on my own, and I got lonely, y'all. Like, I never get lonely. Like, I never really be like, oh my God, I want somebody near me. But for some reason during like the Christmas break, I was just like, okay, I need to get on something. He just happened to hit me up on Snapchat, and I usually always ignored him. Like, he would always frequently hit me up on Snapchat and I would ignore him. But for some reason I was like, you know what? Today I got time for you. You know what? I'm gonna entertain this. So he came over, we were drinking a little douce, talking, vibing, and he seemed pretty cool. To give a description of this guy, he looked like 2-bit off of Power, but like a shorter, kind of thicker version. Like, he was probably like an inch shorter than me. I'm 5'11", and that's who he looked like. He looked like a shorter, thicker version of 2-bit from Power. I was talking to him, we were vibing, and then out of nowhere, this man takes his shirt off. And then he proceeds to take his underwear off. And I'm just like, before I know it, he is like butt naked in my living room. And to give you guys like a little TMI, I'm a bottom. A lot of tops don't like their ass eaten. I do like to eat ass. So this was the first time I ever got to eat ass in some years. So I went ahead and did it. But then again, after that happened, when I tell you this quote unquote straight dude had his legs just cocked back in the air. I went to town. I basically, long story short, I licked the clit. He got up and dipped. I felt so played. So played. And even when I went down to like give him fellatio, because you know it's all in the area, he was like, nah, son, I ain't gay like that. And I'm just like, your legs are behind your ears, sir. What do you mean? That, y'all, that was the first time I ever felt so played by a dude. Like, I was just so distraught after that. And then that was the last time I ever that was the last time I ever talked to him, actually, because I even messaged him like the morning after, and I said, well, I hope you made it home safe. And he did not reply. He left that text on read. And I'm just like, wow. Oh, you were trying to hit on me this whole entire time, and I kept ignoring you. And the one time I give you opportunity, it's like that. Like, okay. And it just boiled down to the fact, like, you know what? I need to focus on me. I feel like when you don't care about dating, that's when you find the one that's right for you. And I have that in my head, but I'm not really practicing that in real life because I'm so focused on these niggas and focused on trying to get a nigga. But I guess it's just all a life lesson learned. Like it's just really, it's frustrating, but at the same time, rejection is protection. And I can honestly say right now, there is just nobody on the bench that I want to entertain. So I guess it's just time to go ahead and be in a world of singledom. But I'm honestly, y'all, being single is getting old. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But I'm going to trek in there. Can y'all just please pray for me? Pray that God sends me the right man, because these men that have been my way, they sorry, I'm sure I just burped. But these men that God has sent my way, they just not it. But that's my dating life in a nutshell right now. It's in shambles, y'all. It ain't worth nothing. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to come at you guys with some more content.